Okay, Gregory, thank you so much for coming in today. How are you feeling today?
Well, to be honest, I'm pretty irritated. This has not been a very good day. Probably the cops brought me in today from university. I went to university today for a class. Well, I had something very important that I needed to do, and the police interrupted what I was there for. So I'm very bothered by that.
Yeah, that must have been upsetting. So, can you tell me more about what you had hoped to do when you went to class today or to the university?
Well, I mean, I've always been like a good student. Like studying is very important to me, and like I've had been a really good student in the past. So it's very important to me when I feel like I have something I need to do or something I need to accomplish that I get it done. So I was going to class today, like I do, and I've been having like this like feeling like I have a mission, like I meant to take on like this like role in society, and I needed to go there to tell everyone like well, I told everyone I'm the Joker, but and so like that's like the role I'm taking on in my what I have going on right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So thank you for sharing a little bit more about, what brought you to campus that day. And just before we Before we talk a little bit more, I just want to review something with you really quick. Let me know if you have any questions. But when you came in here, they, the staff here might have given you some paperwork, but I just wanted to check in with you to ask if you got some information saying that what we talk about today would be confidential with two exceptions. And that one is that if you have thoughts about hurting yourself, and two, if you have thoughts about hurting someone else. So those are things where if you tell me that, I would have to just talk about that with other members of your care team. So I just want to check in with you and make sure that you understand that.
Yeah, they told me all of that. Yeah, I get that. And like that's not anything anyone needs to worry about. Like I have like a lot going on, and I have I just have things like a purpose, but like I'm not like a danger to anybody or like myself. Like I have things I need to do. Like I don't want be doing it. So that's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I understand why you need to, take care of those sort of things.
Yeah, yeah. Would it be okay if I just asked you some more questions about what's been going on with you over the past few months or this past academic year?
Yeah, I mean, I've been busy. I mean, like I said, school is, always been, my education's always been very important to me. I've been, you know, busy with other things. I have this very important relationship lately. It's been taking up a lot of my time. Her name's Anne. She's beautiful. She lives in the neighborhood. And so like that's been taking up a lot of time for me. So I've like, had some trouble maintaining my all of my commitments and needing to get to classes. And so that's, the university's kind of been on my case about that. And but I just went, today and to try to get back on track with things, and then the police took me away for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, I've been really talking and spending a lot of time with Anne. We're planning our wedding, um and my my sister's been worried about me, but she worries all the time, so just we don't need to worry about her.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you if you had any family or friends who have been, really a big part of your life over this past year. It sounds like you mentioned Anne and your sister.
Mm. Yeah, my sister, we talk, we're close, and my my mother's not been around. She like is crazy, like she just disappeared. She's not a very good mom. So it's really been my dad and my grandmother on my dad's side, and we're all pretty close, and and they've been, yeah, my sister and my dad have kind of um been telling me I need to um maybe, talk to a doctor or something, but I don't really understand why. I feel like they just, yeah, like they're worried too much.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, has it been harder lately to connect with them or with the other people in your life?
I mean, really, I'm just focused on Anne right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're focused on Anne, and do you still feel like you have sort of a trusting relationship with your family as well?
I mean, mostly, like, I mean, my family, they're good people, and, I know that they have good intentions and they want what's best for me, but, and I would like, for us to be in each other's lives. But yeah, I feel like lately they've just been, you know, especially like over the last like few months, the last year, they've just really been, like on top of me, like just trying to suffocate me, and I need some space.
Yeah, yeah, I know you mentioned you have, this purpose that is really important to you. And also you spend a lot of time, thinking about your relationship with Anne and your
Mhm.
future together. How does your family respond when you talk about the things that are important to you, like your purpose or your relationship with Anne?
Well, I don't think they really understand me. I think that sometimes my thoughts and my ideas are, I don't like to brag about myself, but I think that maybe I'm a little bit too high-minded for them sometimes. And so they don't really understand me, or um my purpose, or my artistic way of viewing the world. And I don't know that they really like Anne very much either. Every time I bring her up, they seem very uncomfortable for some reason. So I don't see them as, being supportive of that
Hmm.
relationship.
Yeah, that must be hard when you feel a little bit alone in, what you're going through.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. So I also wanted to ask you, how I just want to get an idea of like how long this has been going on for you. Like when did you start feeling like you had this goal or this purpose that you really wanted to work towards? Was this over the last year or did this start before then? When did this start for you?
Oh, I feel like that's always been a part of me, but I just have been feeling much more passionate, or like, focused on it. Like, I don't know, maybe the last year, last few months, it's sort of been building up as I just have been feeling more inspired.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that helps to know that it's been sort of there with you for a long time, but it seems to be building up lately. Do you ever feel like, you have these thoughts or these experiences? Do you feel like you are believed by other people when you tell them about your goals or your purpose? Do you feel like they believe in you?
Mm. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not as much lately as
Hmm.
maybe, I don't know. I guess it depends. Like sometimes, I guess it depends if if they're like understanding what I mean. Like I said, sometimes they just don't understand. But like when I feel like we're getting each other, they're supportive. But but when I start talking about things that they just don't really understand and can't understand, then they don't seem very supportive of that.
Absolutely. So, just thinking about, your life before you started college, what what was your experience like when you were a kid? Did you have like a lot of activities that you were involved in? Were you more of a quiet kid? What kind of things did you enjoy doing?
I feel like I had a pretty normal childhood.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um had some friends and uh I always did fine in school and was kind of creative like I in some ways and but I overall it was a nice childhood, but I guess always kind of had this, resentment that like my mom couldn't get over her problems. Like she couldn't just get
Hmm.
over it and just selfish and like just like what kind of mom just leaves.
Yeah, so when you say you felt resentment that she left you.
Yeah, and she like I
Yeah.
get people have
Yeah.
problems, like people have problems, but like just like you have a family, like you just need to get over it.
Right. Right. I can imagine that must have been really challenging to have your mom leave your life at that young age.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And, just thinking back to over your life, have you ever had any health problems? Like, have you ever had any major illnesses, any head injuries, any histories of seizures?
Not that I know of. I feel like yeah, mostly normal. Like
Okay. Yeah. This is like your first time being in the hospital or going to like a doctor for anything more than your usual checkups.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I just, thinking about your day today, how do you feel in terms of your motivation, like to get things done throughout the day?
To get things done throughout the day,
Like,
like every day.
for example, going to grocery shop or getting out to your job or to just any of those kind of activities of day-to-day life.
I mean, I'm very busy. I'm busy. I have a lot to do, but like I'm having like it seems like I still can't get it all done. Like I can't get always get to class or I can't always get to work or but like
Mhm.
I have I have to work on my plans for the future and I'm planning my wedding and I just there's too many. So I try. I'm like I've been pretty good about it in the past, but lately I don't know, like I feel like I'm not getting it all done.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that can be frustrating when you feel like there's so much to do and you're not making the progress that you want towards that.
Mhm.
So, you have goals that you really want that are important for you to achieve. And so, what are some of the things that you have done to like act towards them? Like, for example, sending messages or like traveling, making appointments or like buying things to help get you towards some of your goals. Have you done any of that?
Um, I don't know, like what do you mean?
Like, for example, last week I talked to someone and he felt like he really, really wanted to go to Arizona. And that was just like all that he could think about. He just woke up one day and he was like, I need to go to Arizona. I need to go to Arizona. So he started like booking plane tickets, getting hotels. He was spending a lot of money on making like this trip to the Grand Canyon. So like that was his goal and he was so passionate about that. He
Mhm.
started like making all these plans toward that goal of going to Arizona. And what was
Mhm.
a little bit different about that was because this sort of came out of nowhere for him.
Mhm.
And he just wanted to go, like drop everything, leave his job, leave his girlfriend, and just go like the next day and just stay out there for months.
Sounds very adventurous.
Yeah. So have you like been inspired to do any actions like that towards your goals?
Well, I mean, I love Anne so much and I love writing letters to her and I like try to write as many, I mean, like we live close, but I try to write letters to her as often as I can because you got to, keep making those gestures and to maintain the relationship. But I don't know, I don't remember when it was, but I realized recently that I like had been writing and like getting ready to send them out. And I told you I get so busy and forget things. I
Mhm.
forgot to send them out. So they were just piling up and she probably wondered why she never got them. So like I forgot I'd been doing all that planning and like
Hmm.
wanting to make this gesture. But you know, I forgot and I didn't send them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what I know, you were sort of brought here today, you know, not under your own like choice. You had a different plan for today to go to campus and to, you know, like be at the university. And then your day sort of shifted when you were brought over here.
Yeah.
What do you feel like your priorities are? Do you want to just, do you want to talk to somebody about some of the things that your family has been, sharing in terms of their concerns? Do you just want to sort of get out of here? Like what do you feel like your priorities are for yourself?
Yeah, well, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want
Hmm.
here. Like, this is unnecessary. Like, people are just overreacting. This is really unnecessary. So, yeah, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. But I'm an open book. I'm fine talking
Yeah.
to people, and if it gets my family off my back, then I'll, I'll do it. I'll do what I need to do just to prove that I am fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is very thoughtful of you to think about your family during this time when, you have all these goals for yourself, but you still like are keeping in mind like your family's thoughts and concerns. So I think that is very thoughtful. So I actually would love to just again learn a little bit more about, just some of the thoughts that you have had over the past year and, just get an idea of kind of what's going on with your life and, some questions that I have. And, if you don't want to answer any of the questions, that's fine. Just let me know. But you can just, if you feel comfortable, just answer it with a yes or a no. And
Mhm.
if it is a yes, just let me know if it worries you. Like if it's like really stressful to you. Like if it's super stressful, it's a 5. And if it's not stressful at all, it's a 1.
Mhm.
Like for example, one of these questions are, do you ever feel like you are going to be, or if you are already, someone very important?
Yes.
Yes. Do you ever feel like you're especially close to God?
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
feel like
Hmm.
yeah.
So, do you ever feel like you were chosen by God in some way?
In a way, I mean, I feel like, lots of people are chosen, or you can
Hmm.
choose to be chosen if you
Yeah.
just seek God. And I try every day to do what I need to do to be close to God. So yeah, I feel like I'm chosen because I choose to be.
Hmm. Yeah. And s- do you ever feel like, maybe there's like a special message for you that you find in day-to-day life? Like, for example, like if you're walking down the street and you see a window in a shop and the things are arranged in a certain way, do you ever feel like there's some meaning behind that? Like that you see things that have some sort of a special meaning?
I mean, sometimes, I mean, no, I notice like
Hmm.
synchronicities, things that just, some people call them like God winks, or like God like finds a
Yeah.
way to talk to like just you. So, I don't know about the arrange being things being arranged a certain way, but like I can tell like if God is talking to me, but like that doesn't mean that that message would make sense to someone else because that message wasn't for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think sometimes it can make people feel comforted to have that sort of feeling that they are close to God. I think I've talked to people where that does make them feel comforted. Do you ever feel, though, like you're being persecuted in some way by just other people out there?
Hmm. Not, I don't know, not persecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Just, they just don't understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, thinking about like just how you feel every day, do you ever feel like really anxious, like something bad is gonna happen?
Uh, yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just like if things just don't work out, or just like if I don't,
Yeah.
if I have a plan and it doesn't work out, then yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, with your thoughts every day, I know you mentioned that you often have like many things you want to do during the day, and sometimes that doesn't always get done. Do you ever feel like you're not in control of your thoughts or your day or your behavior?
No, I'm in control. I
Okay.
know. I
Okay.
Yeah, I know what's going on.
You do. Okay. All right. And do you ever feel like, some people are just not what they seem to be?
In what way?
Like, sometimes people feel like a lot of the people that they run into, that, their family or, their coworkers or, for example, are like two-faced, that they can't trust the people around them.
Mm, I mean, there are people who are two-faced, but like not in a way that makes me suspicious of everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So just thinking about some of the things that you've shared, like your feelings of being, you know, chosen, or feelings that you have like some sort of special plans, that connection to God. Does any of that distress you? Are you pretty content? How do you feel?
I just feel like like I said, people just don't understand. Like I feel like I am seeing things clear for the
Mm-hmm.
first time in my life. Like I feel great. Like I feel like I'm just more creative and attuned, with the world and God in a way that I've never been. But it would be better if everyone was just not so like on my case, like just
Yeah.
they like I just wish people would get on board when I feel fine. Like I don't I just I feel anxious or on edge because of people worrying so much when I feel fine.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that that can be maybe isolating when you feel fine, but other people are really worried about you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for going through some of those questions. I think that helps me understand more about, where you're at and how you're feeling. I also just wanted to sort of, talk to you about our next time meeting. I know you mentioned you don't want to stay here in the hospital. You would like to, you know, go back go back home. And I think what I would really like to do is set up a time for us to meet again, so we can just talk more about, you know, just some of the next steps. I want to, just talk with you a little bit more and not keep you here
Mhm.
unless you really want to stay here for some added support. But if you would like to stay for some added support, you can talk to some other members of our care team, and, just really we want you to be comfortable. What would you like to do for next steps?
Well, like I said, I just would like it if my sister and my dad would stop bothering me. So I'll stay and go through this process
Okay.
just because I want everyone to not be worried. And I pretty sure I heard that Anne was going to be here later, so I'll like stay and wait
Okay.
to talk to her too.
Okay, so you're gonna stay, we'll, get you set up in a comfortable way here and let us know if there's anything that you need, any notebooks, pencils, paper, if you need to write down anything about your plans or what you need to accomplish. If you need any books, just let us know. We'll make sure that you get set up with what you need. But I would like to come by tomorrow so we can continue our conversation. Does that sound okay?
But yep, that sounds good. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for chatting with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.